It was a rainy night, and I was driving home from my shift at the late-night diner where I worked. The shift was unusually quiet, and despite the late hour, I had an odd burst of energy. Knowing that I'd need to take a melatonin to fall asleep, I drove my usual route. A scenic road during the day, but overwhelmingly dark at night due to the lack of streetlights. Along the way, there were occasional small parking lots with charming little shops or family-owned restaurants, surrounded by dense forest that seemed to stretch endlessly. As I passed one of these parking lots, I noticed a woman standing under a solitary light post, waving me down. Slowing the car, I saw she was an older woman, maybe in her mid-50s, very tall and slender. Her soaked clothes clung to her and she looked desperate. I rolled down my window and called out, "Do you need a ride?" She hurried over, praising me as a hero, and got into the car, soaking the seat with rainwater. She said she needed to go just up the road to town. Despite her bedraggled appearance, she seemed sweet, though I noticed she was missing a few teeth, which made me wonder if she might be homeless. She didn't smell or look like it, but the rain could have masked any odor. Her hair, drenched and clinging to her head, might have normally been messy. Still, her constant smile seemed genuine, and she didn't appear threatening. We drove in silence until we reached an intersection with a gas station. I decided to fill up and asked if she wanted anything from inside. She declined, so I went in to pay for gas and grab some snacks. When I returned to the car, she was gone. I searched the tiny lot but found no trace of her. Feeling a mix of relief and concern, I filled the tank and drove home. Back at my apartment, the first level of a two-family house, I went inside, set down my things, and took a melatonin. Despite the sleep aid, my mind raced with thoughts of the woman. I heard slight noises outside my bedroom but dismissed them as my upstairs neighbor. Eventually, I fell asleep. In the middle of the night, I woke up, unusually alert despite the melatonin. Feeling thirsty, I reached for my water but saw something in the corner of the room. A figure crouched behind my dresser. I shook my head, slapped myself, thinking I was hallucinating. But then the figure stood and walked out of the room. I sat in stunned silence, unable to scream. I called my dad, who reassured me it was likely a night terror. We stayed on the phone as I turned on the lights and searched my small apartment, finding nothing. Trying to convince myself it was a dream, I locked my bedroom door and eventually fell back asleep. The next morning, I prepared for the gym but felt a chill when I found the front door unlocked. My heart sank as I remembered the figure. I searched the apartment again, confirming I was alone. When I went to my car, I noticed damp, yellow-brown stains on the backseat floor and realized my blanket was missing. I nearly screamed as I pieced it together. The woman must have hidden in my back seat while I was in the gas station, then sneaked into my apartment. Frantic, I called my dad again. He advised checking if anything was stolen and suggested the police wouldn't do much if nothing was missing. Relieved but disturbed, I found nothing else gone. The experience left me deeply unsettled. I avoided the gym, stayed in my apartment, and felt increasingly unsafe. By the end of the month, I decided to move, leaving behind the eerie memory of that rainy night and the mysterious woman who vanished without a trace. After moving into the new apartment, I felt a great sense of relief, leaving behind the disturbing memories. But one night, I suddenly woke up to the sound of faint knocks on the front door. Cautiously, I opened the door a little, only to find the missing blanket neatly wrapped with a note written in an indecipherable hand. "We are not finished yet." And a cold shiver ran down my spine, and I realized that what happened might not be over as I thought. Perhaps it wasn't just a random incident, and maybe there's something even more terrifying waiting. What do you think will happen next? Was the mysterious woman trying to send a message? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments and let me know what you would do if you were in my place.